Today we are having a conversation in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. So we are here today to share with you some information about mental health, coping with mental health, and also community resources.
My name is Kyle and I am a licensed clinical social worker.
And I'm Lindsay Fazio. I'm a clinical psychologist, also at Endeavor Health. Mental health is that connection between our emotions, our physical health, and our social health. Tying them all together, that connection between the way we think, the way we feel, and how we behave.
Emotional well-being is that whole person's self that comes along and how we respond to things. It really does connect to that emotional, that social, and that psychological part of ourselves.
So I think we've come a long way in terms of normalizing mental health and talking about what it is and what it means. We're teaching children from a very young age to identify how they feel and how that impacts their behavior. So we're starting to see our communities come along, yet there's still stereotypes and stigmas around mental health. So for example, some of those stereotypes or maybe misconceptions is that if someone experiences a mental health challenge, that means something negative about them as a person. Maybe that they're inferior, they're weak, they can't handle, life's challenges. I think people are still really concerned about what does it mean for them and in the long term if they are identified or diagnosed with a mental health challenge, right? Like what's that going to mean for them in terms of their work and being in the workplace, their health care, and just fear that people will judge them.
I think a lot of people's exposure is kind of what they only see in TV and movies. And so when you really have that firsthand experience, you get to see what the actual person may go through.
So humans really at kind of the foundation of all of us are social creatures. We thrive when we have safe, trusting social relationships. And so one of those essential components to having good, strong emotional health is having positive, safe, trusting relationships with others.
And how would you say that people can build some of those trusting relationships?
Good question also. So I think part of it is just finding your people, right? Like who's your community? Who are people that you can surround yourself where you can be your own authentic self and have good, safe relationships. Thinking about even recreation centers, community centers, those are great places to find your group of people, right? Because there's opportunities for hobbies or like-minded or similar value groups that you could connect with and build those relationships if you don't have them already in your life.
Great.
Are there other ways that you would build social connections?
Yeah, I think, one of the ways would be to, much like you said, get connected with the people that you have like interests with, but also finding them in spaces where you feel comfortable.
So when it comes to social relationships and emotional health, I think what I'm hearing us both say is that just finding those people that you connect with, whether it's at work or at home, in your spiritual community, that those are you want to have sort of a balanced
mix
of relationships.
Definitely.